If your Bitcoin is still sitting on an exchange, this is the most important video you'll watch this week. A hardware wallet is the single biggest upgrade you can make to how safely you hold Bitcoin, and the Ledger is one of the most trusted options available. Today I'm going to walk you through setting one up from scratch, unboxing, initializing, and making your first transfer. Step by step. I'm Sats, and today we're making your first Ledger setup actually make sense. Let's keep it simple. Before we get into the setup, let me quickly explain why this matters, because if you understand the reason behind it, every step will make more sense. When your Bitcoin sits on an exchange, the exchange holds the private keys. You have a balance on a screen. What you actually own is a promise. We covered what can go wrong with that in a previous video. A hardware wallet changes that completely. With a Ledger, you hold the private keys yourself. Your Bitcoin is controlled by you and nobody else. That is what self-custody means. And it is the foundation of actually owning Bitcoin rather than just having an account balance somewhere. Okay, let's get into the setup. What you will need: your Ledger device, the USB cable that comes in the box, a computer or phone with the Ledger Live app installed, and the recovery sheet that comes in the box. Keep this close, you will need it in a few minutes. Step 1. Check the box has not been tampered with. This is important and worth doing properly. When your Ledger arrives, check that the packaging seal is intact. The device itself should come in a sealed inner box. If anything looks opened, damaged, or unusual, do not use it. Contact Ledger support directly. A hardware wallet that has been tampered with before you receive it is a serious security risk. Also important, your Ledger should never arrive with a seed phrase already written on a card inside the box. If it does, that is a scam. A genuine Ledger generates your seed phrase during setup on the device itself, never elsewhere. Step 2. Download Ledger Live. Ledger Live is the official app that connects your device to the Bitcoin network and lets you manage your wallet. Go to ledger.com and download it from there directly. Do not search for it in an app store and click the first result. Go to the official website, type it manually. This matters. Once installed, open Ledger Live and select Get Started. Choose your device model. The Ledger Nano S Plus or Ledger Nano X are the most common for beginners. Follow the on-screen prompts to connect your device via USB. Step 3. Initialize your device. Your Ledger will power on and guide you through the setup on its own small screen. You will set a PIN code. Choose something you will remember, but that is not obvious. This PIN protects the device itself. If someone picks up your Ledger without knowing the PIN, they cannot access your Bitcoin. Once your PIN is set, the device will generate your recovery phrase. This is the most important moment in the entire setup. Pay close attention. Your recovery phrase is a list of 24 words displayed one at a time on the Ledger screen. Write every single word down in order on the recovery sheet provided. Do not type them into your phone. Do not take a photo. Do not store them in a password manager or a notes app. Write them by hand, on paper, in the correct order. This recovery phrase is a complete backup of your entire wallet. Anyone who has these 24 words can access all of your Bitcoin from any device, anywhere in the world. And if you lose the device without having written the phrase down, your Bitcoin is gone permanently. There is no reset. There is no customer service call that recovers it. The phrase is everything. Once you have written it down, the Ledger will ask you to confirm a selection of the words in the correct positions. This is the check that you actually wrote them down accurately. Take your time with this step. Step 4. Add a Bitcoin account in Ledger Live. Once your device is initialized and confirmed, go back to Ledger Live. Select Add Account. Choose Bitcoin. The app will connect to your device and ask you to confirm on the screen. Once confirmed, your Bitcoin account will appear in Ledger Live. You will see a receiving address. This is the address you will send Bitcoin to. Step 5. Make a small test transfer first. Before moving any significant amount of Bitcoin to your Ledger, send a small amount first, a few dollars worth. Confirm it arrives in Ledger Live. Check that the balance appears correctly. Only once you have confirmed the test transfer works should you move larger amounts. This step is not optional. It is the way every experienced Bitcoin holder approaches a new wallet. Verifying the setup before committing fully is standard practice. Step 6. Store your recovery phrase securely. Your written recovery phrase needs to be stored somewhere safe, offline, and separate from the device itself. Do not keep them in the same location. If your home burns down and both the device and the phrase are in the same place, you lose access to your Bitcoin. Options for storage include a fireproof safe at home, a safety deposit box, or splitting the phrase across 2 secure locations. Some people use a metal backup device, a steel plate where you stamp the words in permanently, for protection against fire and water damage. That is a further step but worth knowing about. What you do not do is photograph the phrase, email it to yourself, store it in Cloud Notes, or tell anyone what the words are unless you have a very specific and carefully considered reason to do so. Step 7. Your setup. Your ledger is initialized. Your recovery phrase is written down and stored safely. Your Bitcoin account is visible in Ledger Live. You have made a successful test transfer. You are now self-custodying your Bitcoin. That is a meaningfully different and more secure position than having it on an exchange. One thing worth knowing going forward. Ledger Live will occasionally prompt you to update the device firmware. Do this when prompted, following the official instructions within the app. Keep the app itself updated too. These updates include security improvements and are worth applying. Alright, let's make sure this lands clearly. A hardware wallet like the Ledger means you hold your own private keys. Your Bitcoin is controlled by you, not an exchange. The setup has 7 steps. Check the box for tampering. Download Ledger Live from ledger.com directly. Initialize the device and set your PIN. Write down your 24-word recovery phrase by hand, in order on paper. Add a Bitcoin account in Ledger Live. Make a small test transfer before moving larger amounts. Store your recovery phrase safely, offline, and separate from the device. Your recovery phrase is the most important part of this entire process. Anyone who has it can access your Bitcoin. If you lose it and lose the device, your Bitcoin is gone. Write it down, store it safely. Never photograph it or store it digitally. If you're ready to get started, I've left a link to the Ledger in the description below. If you're not yet sure why keeping Bitcoin on an exchange is a risk in the first place, the video on what happened when I left my Bitcoin on an exchange explains it better than anything else I could point you to. Watch that next. Stack smart, stay curious. See you in the next stack.